This strange wonderland is filled with riddles. Sea creatures thrive over 1,000 kilometers inland. Giant species take on fantastic proportions in a parallel universe where birds can dive and fish fly. Deserts stretch beneath water. Trees wade through rivers, and fruit is harvested by fish. Normal is turned inside out through the looking glass of Amazonia's water worlds. The Earth's mightiest river flows through the water worlds of Amazonia. Thousands of years ago, the Amazon flowed west to the Pacific. Now, it pours east, at least 10 times more powerful than the mighty Mississippi. Flowing for 6,000 kilometers, the Amazon forms in northwestern Brazil, where the rivers Negro and Solimões clash. For a full 24 kilometers, their jostling waters refuse to mingle. Over 1,600 kilometers downstream, the Amazon empties a fifth of all the world's available freshwater out through a mouth, over 300 kilometers wide, into the Atlantic. It's a river of extremes. It rages and recedes. It gives life and takes it away. In early summer, dunes rise from shrunken channels. Here, deep in the interior, creatures with webbed feet walk the two worlds of water and land. Giant otters. The Amazon's rarest animals thrive only in the remotest parts of the jungle. At almost 2 meters long, these giants weigh over 3 times more than other river otters and maintain their size by eating up to 4 kilos of food each day. This family has 9 members, and they all set out together to dine on all the dry season has to offer, while staying near their holt or den. The family pause to survey their hunting grounds. Voracious hunters, the giant otters will catch mainly fish at this time of year, when shoals concentrate in the receding channels. Lucky otter cubs born at the start of the dry season will grow up in a time of plenty. An astonishing variety of fish fill these waters. More species live here than anywhere else on Earth. Scientists estimate that hundreds more are still to be discovered. Among these fish are surprising throwbacks to millions of years ago when the river ran west into the Pacific. As the rising Andes blocked its path, lakes formed. Seagoing fish were trapped, and some adapted to life in fresh water. Like this stingray. Some of its nearest relatives still live on the other side of the mountains, in the salt waters of the Pacific. The overcrowded waters of the dry season bring rich rewards for predators of all kinds, but in the clear backwaters, the giant otters reign supreme and have only a few natural predators. They hunt by sight. Their large eyes scan for prey as they power along upside down, giving them a better view of the riverbed. These tireless hunters have another secret weapon. Unlike humans, when otters dive, a thin membrane which protects their eyes allows them to see more clearly in the water. They can also close their nostrils and ears while they swim. They move quickly, holding their breath for only a minute or two. A reconnaissance dive reveals a glinting shoal of silver dollars. The otters team up to plunder the underwater treasure. Like synchronized swimmers, they drive the shoal towards the bank with well-choreographed teamwork and timing. These water wolves hunt as a pack. Panicking the fish, the otters herd them into shallower water. The deadly combination of speed, agility, and teamwork makes the giant otters formidable hunters. Like specialized work gloves, their webbed paws and powerful claws help them snare giant prey. Even at 2 meters, this eel is no match for a 30-kilo otter. It's easily carried off and eaten alive. Although the family hunts as a pack, each member catches its own prey, unless it can beg or steal it from someone else. Fully grown animals seldom give up their food, but sometimes they'll share it with the youngsters, but only after they've had their fill. During times of plenty, everyone eventually eats, so for now, the cubs must wait. But they'll be able to hunt on their own in a few months' time. With their stomachs full, they adjourn to their favourite spot to rest and socialise. Giant otters use 9 different vocalizations to communicate with each other, and they spend most of their time together. So far, the parents have been doing all the hard work. After the morning's hunting, they're ready for a little relaxation. The mother gently asserts her right to her favourite place. Size does matter on this Sunday. For the otters, it doesn't seem to get any better than this. Time to sunbathe and plenty to eat. In the months to come, neither the living nor the fishing will be as easy. As the dry weather continues, water levels fall by up to 75%. Sandbanks sever tributaries. Predators feast on the fleeting bounty. For hunters like this tucanare, the dry season means easy catches. The shoals can swim, but they cannot hide. Tucanare are the implacable assassins of the shallows and are one of the only fish in the Amazon that will stalk their prey relentlessly, just to swallow it whole in the end. It's not just the fish that take advantage of the easy targets. Normally a patient stalker of individual fish, the hesitant heron is distracted by the thrashing fish below. Panic-stricken fish churn the water into a boil as they flee from the relentless tucanare. Agile terns pick off the smaller fry, and the heron moves in for the kill, capturing its prey with a rapid thrust of its bill and swallowing it whole. With so much to choose from, the muddled heron is overwhelmed. The terns and the tucanare keep up the constant chase as long as stocks last. There are almost as many different ways of hunting as there are hunters. Beneath a few dead and nondescript leaves, the most voracious fish in the Amazon lurks. The technique is simple. It hasn't varied for millions of years. Here it is, slowed down 600%. A lightning strike. Blink and you'll miss it. But the red-bellied piranhas are not always in the mood for fish. In lazier moments, they may feast on insects, snails, or plants. But don't be fooled, they are ferocious. They have been known to eat their own young. The heron hunts alone. Above the water or below it, predators that hunt by stealth cannot tolerate competition. Despite its indecision, the heron is no exception. It can't afford to have another bird frightening off its fish. But conflicts between predators is always dangerous, and the results lethal. But one creature's misfortune is another's opportunity. Piranhas, the Amazon's most feared fish. Though most are harmless vegetarians, the red-bellied variety have earned their fierce reputation. These piranha don't even bother to kill their prey first. They just tear into it while it's still alive with their razor-sharp teeth, shredding flesh, feathers, fins, and scales from bone in just seconds. The now placid surface conceals the killing fields below. Nowhere else on Earth have so many different species evolved to prey on one another. Every bit as deadly as the piranhas, but with a somewhat different reputation, are those clever carnivores, the river dolphins. Indigenous people believe that river dolphins have magical powers and can take on a human form so they can seduce women who live on the banks of the Amazon. These tucuxi, or grey dolphins, live in groups of up to 9 individuals. They are highly intelligent, gregarious, and superb hunters. The ebb and flow of the floodwaters determines the tucuxi's movements. When the waters rise, they enter the lakes and leave as the waters start to retreat to avoid being stranded. Nearby, the giant otters wait in growing agitation. One of the otters is missing. An alligator, a big cat, or an anaconda may have ambushed a cub. Finally, there's a reply. The careless youngster was busy feeding. The relieved otters reunite and eat together. This lake has been their home for the past 2 months, but it's disappearing fast. The search for food becomes more desperate. The pygmy kingfishers still find small fry to eat, but the full-size fish have disappeared. The once plentiful waters are now barren. The hungry family must move if they want to eat. Stragglers risk fatal attacks from jaguars, pumas, and anacondas. Even back in the water, they're still not entirely safe. A well-camouflaged caiman takes note of their arrival. This new lake provides fresh opportunities for the hungry family. The caiman weighs his options. He will eat just about anything he can get his jaws on, living or dead. He'll also eat fish, birds, or insects, but an otter cub would make a tasty and satisfying meal. The new hunting grounds soon pay dividends, and the otters eat and play carelessly. The otter's latest catch consumes their attention. Their shouts and calls drown out the sounds of the approaching caiman.